One item that has a real impact in your document is the use of fonts. Using too many fonts is usually not encouraged, typically one or two, and you typically have one dominant font, like up here we have the Intelligent News setup. And what we have is we have an Arial, it's a heading, it'll actually be a style. We'll get into styles in another session here, but we're looking at Arial. It's a 39 font size, but the fonts really communicate things. That's what they're designed for. So this one is pretty straight up and down. You know, it's not a lot of fluff to it. And if you want to be very straightforward, Arial is definitely a font for that. Okay. Now, as you get into other parts of your document, you may want something the same or a little bit different or very different. So let's take a look at how you change fonts and what's a really good way to be able to look at those. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going right up here to the font section of the Home tab. I'm going to hit the down arrow, and I have Georgia, and as I go over these, you'll notice that the text that I selected over here on the right, Get Started Right Away, you'll see how it changes. So you can see if it really fits your style and what you're trying to communicate. You can increase the size of these or make them smaller after you choose them, but it's trying to give you a look and feel as it would be at, in this case, a 12-point font. So Arial black, and there we go. So lots of different Arial styles are available, so those are good to use together. But you may want to go, a completely different direction. And as you go down through these, you can see that they start really changing, more fancy, I guess. I think that one would be hard to read. And I think that's just barely going off your screen. So I'm going to scroll down. And you may have all of these fonts. You may only have some of them. You may have more. You can load more fonts. You just have to know about fonts, how they're going to print with your printers and so forth. But here we go, old style, Brandley hand. So just want to give you an idea of how to do that. So this is one way, and if you're really looking for something, this might be a good way to get used to what you have and start making some different choices. But like I said, be careful using too many different font styles, and in some cases like this, being able to read it would be a good thing. So you have all of these different styles. Now that's using it from this area here, the font group on the Home tab. Also, whenever you select something, I'm going to deselect it and then drag through. This comes up right away, so the font option is right here as well. Unfortunately, it covers it up, so I can't really see that. Okay. You can also choose it and then drop this down right here in the bottom right corner. If you hit the down arrow, what this does is give you a few more choices. Your fonts are here, and as you click on them, it shows you what it's going to look like. So that's a way to be able to choose something different without it hiding that text as well, which sometimes the text that you're trying to edit is directly in the down line of this view. So this would be another way to take a look at that. Okay, and we'll look at other types of formatting as we get into formatting text and so forth. But there are some other options here, and we will revisit this area. But this is another place where you can look through the different fonts. It doesn't give you any clue as to what they will look like until you choose it, but at least you can see it. You'll know for sure what you're going to get at that point. So I'm just going to click, let's not click on that one. Let's try that one. Click OK. So Get Started Right Away, we chose a different font. This one is Georgia. Shoot, I chose one that I can't pronounce, Vahaya, I believe. And it's 12 font, and in the next session we'll go in and take a look at how do you format these, change the appearance of them.